Do I need a good relationship with my mechanic, my automotive repair technician? Well, it would be best to always do business with somebody that you got a good relationship with. You're not really, in most instances, building a relationship with the actual mechanic that's working on your car. You're going to be building a relationship with the shop. You're going to be building a relationship with the front counter person, that's kind of like go between the techno speak that technicians can actually talk about, and putting it into regular everyday language. Technicians, back in the day, they they were thought of as second class citizens. If you can't get a real job, you can always be a mechanic. I don't know that that was ever really true on any level, to say the very least. But with the modern marvels that cars are nowadays, your automotive repair technician, that's what they actually like to be called, is automotive repair technician, not, auto mechanics or mechanic or whatever, because they are technicians. Problem is there's just so many different kinds of technicians nowadays that it gets kind of confusing. So most people still refer to them as mechanics. Um, but think about it. They have to know as much as a rocket scientist literally has to know. They quit having an R&D in bomb building and stuff a long time ago because the automotive repair industry keeps ahead in infrared and all kinds of other stuff. I mean, the R&D that goes into your car is so much crazier than anything else that you're rocket science. I mean, think about that for just a second. So, I mean, what does it take to keep a car going down the road? I mean, you're going down the road 75, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour on rubber that's held up by air. It's called the tire. Your pistons are going up and down like there's no tomorrow. We've got, direct drive electric cars now. The transmission is a quote, has a fluid coupler in it basically gets this thing spinning, and then makes the fluid spin, and then the next thing spins, and you go down the road. That's why there's a loss of torque in a torque converter. That's why direct drive is so much stronger. I mean, just simple little stuff. Fuel injectors firing perfect circle mist at the perfect time as it goes around and makes your cylinders go up and down. Temperature control. I mean, you've got the average vehicle nowadays has got so many computers in it, it's not even funny. 20, 30 onboard computers, miles of wires, so many connections, so many sensors. But yet we don't even think about it. We get in the car, we start it, and we want to go down the road. Well, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to start it and go down the road. And we actually think of the person that keeps that and makes that possible as a second class citizen for the most part. Now, and again, not everybody does, but still in the industry, for whatever reason, technicians get slumped into the like used car salespeople that everybody despises or something. No, I mean, a normal automotive repair store was started by a technician that thought that his owner was probably ripping people off by charging too much. And then they become an owner and they realize that you actually have to charge money to stay in business. And to, how come it's not okay that an automotive repair store makes money? How come it's not okay that, I mean, we think that, and the automotive industry's kind of done it to themselves, because the shop is slow, so they give a deal. And then they start competing on price instead of competing on quality, value, customer value proposition. And these are critical things. I mean, so if you don't have a good relationship with your technician, with the automotive repair shop, but a relationship is a two-way street. You walk in, you hand over your car keys. You need to be able to trust the mechanic with the safety and reliability of your vehicle. And if it's cheap, I want you to understand something. If it's cheap, why is it cheap? Good technicians cost so much money, it's not even funny. and there's not very many of them. So a lot of people end up trying to make do. Do you want an automotive repair shop that's trying to make do, or do you want an automotive repair shop that's able to pay their technician, their mechanic, what they're supposed to pay them so that they have a good life? They can have, a fantastic family and do what they're supposed to do and afford everything that a normal family is supposed to afford? Or do you want it done cheap? You need to be proactive, not reactive. I mean, truly, when it comes to this kind of stuff, the more proactive you are, the more that you understand that it's going to cost you $3,000 a year on average if you drive 15,000 miles a year or less, and it's going to cost you more if you drive 15,000 miles a year or more. It costs about 20 cents a mile to maintain and repair a car. We have to we have to know that. And then, when we think about it, you walk into a shop and you're in a hurry and you don't want to be bothered. And you actually think that if you say what's wrong with your car, it's going to cost more. No, this is about understanding some simple truisms. If you tell the technician, the service writer, what's wrong with your car to the best of your ability, you probably just saved yourself a lot of money. It's still going to cost. And it should. Cars break and cars need to be maintained. You change out the air filter in your house, anyway, you better be, or you're costing yourself a lot more money. And that's inside your house that you're changing out that air filter. So understand that, at least once a year, every 15K, you need to be changing out the air filter in your car and the cabin air filter in your car. You need to be maintaining it. It's best if you actually find a shop that will do the walk around with you so that they can find out how you drive the car. Do you like the car? What do you like about the car? Do you not like the car? How long do you plan on keeping the car? Everybody likes to say, I'm getting rid of the car. Because if you're getting rid of the car, then they can't expect you to spend money on it. Well, okay. But what's your plan? What's the real plan? And are you dealing with an automotive repair store that is coming up with a plan other than just fixing what breaks when it breaks, which ends up costing you so much more money, it's not even funny, and makes it to where you're going to go buy a new or used one at $1 a mile for the first 75,000 miles. Think about that. $1 a mile for the first 75,000 miles, and you still have payments on the car because it's 5 years old, and most payments are 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 years old. Wow. So, a good mechanic is definitely going to let you know what we're doing with you and for you so that you never feel like we're doing something to you. But it cannot be that you walk in, your greatest hope being that there's nothing wrong with your car and it's not going to cost you any money. That can't be a hope. It's $3,000 a year that you need to budget minimum per car that you drive. But why is that a secret in the automotive industry? It's $3,000, and this is right now, December of 2024, that I'm saying this. In 2025, it might be $3,500. It might be more. And that's just an average. It costs some money to drive. And the longer you go without being proactive on your car, without building a great relationship with your technician, your automotive repair mechanic, then the more it's going to cost. You may not be giving the shop the money, so you won there. That nasty shop, they didn't take your money, but somebody's going to take your money. It is literally one of the biggest proverbial things that you can know. Pay the shop now, or pay the finance department, the new car dealership, the insurance company is going to cost a lot more. State sales tax, registration, licensing, it all costs so much money. Oh, but it's payment. I can get it for the average new car payment is $750 right now. The average used car payment is $550 right now. How does it make sense to pay $750 a month for 6-7 years instead of just maintaining your car? You still have to maintain the new one, or you just, that's that cycle of of you not having a retirement. If you want to save your money, if you want to do the best what's for your car, for your life, for your financial future, it's build a great relationship with your mechanic. I guarantee it.